Going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Physics Paper 2 multiple choice, and this is an extended version. The paper code is 0625/21 and it's October November 2022 paper. So let's start off with our first question, which says that which measuring instrument is used to measure the diameter of a thin wire. So we need to find out the diameter of a thin wire. So it can be a 30 centimeter rule. Now a measuring tape we cannot use to measure the diameter with the help of measuring tape. Meter rule is not the case, so option D is going to be your right answer. A car starts from rest. The table shows the reading from a speedometer every 10 seconds. Which rows describes the motion in first 30 seconds? So this is going to be first 30 seconds and in the last 30 seconds. So you can see what is the motion of motion of the car in first 30 seconds. So if you do this thing for or you take the slope, so 4 minus 0 over 10 minus 0, so it's going to be 0.4. So this is not a zero acceleration first of all, so it's a non-zero. And in the last 30 seconds, so you see this thing is a constant speed, so your option D will be your right answer. Which property of object is the consequence of the effect of gravitational field acting on it? So option D is going to be the right answer for this, because the weight is related with the gravitational force. Okay, moving to the next question, and it states the diagram shows the dimensions of a solid rectangular block of metal of mass m. Which expression is used to calculate the density? So density equals to mass over volume. We are not given with the mass. Okay, so we have to just derive the formula, and volume of a cube or cuboid is length times breadth times height. So we can write it down as per the diagram, P times Q times R. So option B will be the right answer for this. A wheelbarrow has a weight of 140 newtons, and which vertical force is needed to support a wheelbarrow in the position shown? So now you see this is a principle of moment question. So this is our pivot, and from the pivot we have to deduce the quantities, like you can see this thing, the weight of the wheelbarrow is lying over here, so this is 1.4 meters. So what it will be, this distance is going to be 1.4 minus 0.8 is going to be 0.6. So first, if you use the f1 d1 relationship equals to f2 d2, so it's going to be 0.6 times 140 newtons equals to 0.8 times f, because we need to find out this force. So if you do the calculation, so it's going to be 60 newtons, and this is going to be your right answer. A car is traveling around a circular track at a constant speed as shown. In which direction the resultant force is? So obviously just the B, because the object is moving in a circular path. So the centripetal force is the resultant force, which is tending the object to move in a circular path, and that will be the B. The diagram shows a part of hose used by a firefighter. So the water is moving at 1 meter per second. This is 6 meter per second. 15 kg of water flows through the hose each second. Which force is applied to the hose by the water? So over here, what we are going to do is, first we are going to find out we need to know the acceleration. So this is the formula for acceleration. We will do 6 minus 1 over 1, which is going to be 5 meter per second square. And what is the mass is 15, so I'll put 15 times 5, which is going to be 75 newton. So B is going to be your answer. Brakes are used to slow down a moving car. Into which form of energy is most of the kinetic energy converted as the car slows down? So obviously when the car is stopped, or the driver of the car applies the brake, so it's going to be the frictional force, and frictional force produces a lot of heat, or you can say thermal energy. So this is going to be the right answer. An object has a kinetic energy of 200 joules and a constant resultant force of 190 newton is applied to the direction of its motion through a distance of 10 meters. What is the final kinetic energy? So in this question, we will apply the formula of work done, which is equals to kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. Okay, so let's apply the formula. That is work done is what. So over here you see work done is equals to force times your, I'm sorry, this is 10, force times the displacement or distance, and this is going to be 1900, and the final energy, kinetic final energy or final kinetic energy is unknown. This is what we need to find out, and kinetic energy initial energy is given as 200. So when you do that thing, it's going to be 200 equals to kinetic energy final, and this is going to be 21. So the answer will be this one. The statement describes what happens when the power of machine is increased. So what will happen when the power of the machine is going to increase? So the work done in a given time is going to increase, and the time taken to do given quantity of work is decreased. So the time is going to decrease and the amount of work is going to increase. So option C is the right answer. This question came into other variants of paper as well. So an easy question again. A manometer containing water is used to measure the pressure of a gas supply as shown. The density of water is this. What is the pressure of gas supplied? So now you can see this thing. The pressure in liquids equals to rho gh. So the density is 1000. The value of g is 10. That we have to remember, and the height is going to be what? Height is going to be 30 centimeter, because this is going to be the height, but thing is this, you have to convert it into meters. So 30 divided by 1000, so it's going to be 0.3, and which is going to be what is the pressure of the gas? Okay, 300 pascal above this thing. Let me do the calculation first. So this is going to be 3000 pascal. So your option will be this. This is above atmospheric pressure. Okay, so moving to the next question, and it states that a fixed mass of gas is trapped in a container. The temperature of gas is increased, but the volume of the gas is kept constant. How does this affect the average kinetic energy of the? So obviously, the average kinetic energy of the molecules is going to increase. So when the average kinetic energy is going to increase, the pressure of the gas molecule will also increase, because they are going to exert more force onto the walls. Which rows correctly describe boiling and evaporation? So this is not possible. Bubbles are seen. Evaporation occurs at the surface. Yes, this is right. Occurs throughout. This is wrong. This is for boiling, and bubbles are seen. So you can do this thing. 13A. The diagram shows a liquid in glass thermometer which change increases the sensitivity of the thermometer. So for the sensitivity, you must have remembered this thing, a narrow capillary tube. The capillary tube, you can see over here which one is a capillary tube. So it will change the sensitivity of a thermometer. The diagram shows a liquid glass thermometer with a uniform capillary tube, which temperature is indicated by a thermometer. So now you see the diagram, and we need to find out the temperature. For this, we have to use this formula, which is T equals to L theta minus L naught over, this is L naught, and L 100 length equals to original times 100. So we are going to use this formula. So now you see this thing, that what is the length of L theta? That is going to be 72 minus 8 over 8 minus 8 times 100. So if you do the calculation on your calculator, so you will end up with 80 degrees Celsius. So option B is going to be your right answer. So if you go to this thing, if you read this, so this is going to be your L theta. This length is going to be your L theta, and the original length is like you have to see this thing. This is your L naught. This is your L100, which is 88 uh, millimeters. And what else is there? Yes, these are the three readings that you need to know. And if you have done this, so you can easily solve this by calculating. Four thermometers with their bulbs painted with different colors are placed at an equal distance from a radiant heater. Which thermometer shows the slowest temperature rise when the heater is first switched on? So we know that the dull black is a good absorbent and the temperature is going to rise. Over here the dull white black is not the right one. Shiny black, again they are going to absorb more. The shiny white is going to be the right answer for this, because the dull white they do get absorb the heat, but the shiny thing is going to reflect back the whole heat, so it's going to be the slowest one. A source, a wave source produces 3000 crests every minute. So the wave has a speed of 300 meter per second. What is the wavelength of this wave? So we know the formula. V is equals to f lambda, and v speed is equals to 300 meter per second, and lambda is to be calculated. So over here what we are going to do is, first of all we will find out the frequency, and the formula for frequency is number of waves divided by time taken. So number of waves is what? 3000 divided by time taken is 1 minute, so it's going to be 50 hertz. And when you apply the formula for V is equals to f lambda, so lambda will be V over f. So V is 300 and the f is 50. So if you do these calculations, so it's going to be 6 meter. So option C will be the right answer. The diagram shows two sets of wave fronts in a ripple tank. A student makes two statements about the wave. When the waves reflect from the barrier, the direction changes but the wavelength remains same. Okay, when the direction changes and the wavelength remains same, makes sense. When the waves refract as they enter the shallow water, the direction remains the same. The direction does not remain the same. The wavelength changes. So option B is the only right answer for refraction. A composite block is made by joining together three transparent materials. The diagram shows a ray of light passing through the composite block. Which list gives three materials in order of speed of light in materials from slowest to fastest? So over here you can see from this that the least band is the slowest. So you can see this is the least band. This is going to come first. This is the least band because I have written material 1. Then it's going to be, okay, I'll write down as per the options given. Then it's going to be this one, and then it's going to be this 213. So this is going to be the right answer. An object is placed 30 centimeter in front of a plane mirror. Which statement describes the image of the object? The image is at same distance and 30 centimeter. The image is same size and 60 centimeter. From the image, yes, this can be an option. The image is smaller and 30 centimeter from the object. The image is smaller and 60 centimeter from the. So the image would be of same size, but this is going to be apart from 60. The distance will be from the object. It's going to be this much. Let's suppose I draw this diagram, and this is the plane mirror. So if this is the 30 centimeter distance, so obviously this is the image will be formed at this. So if you calculate the distance from the object, so that is your image, so which will be around twice this, 30 plus 30, which is 60. So option B is your right answer. A ray of light is shown onto the surface of a mirror. which two angles represent the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. So the incident ray that is making an angle with the normal, this is your incident ray, that will be your angle of incidence, and normal or and the refracted ray, so that will be your refract angle of reflection. So this is going to be C is your right answer. The speed of sound in air is 330. How do the speed of sound in concrete and water compares with the speed? We know this thing that the speed, when this is the speed of sound in air, if you multiply with 5 times, so it will end up 5000, which is speed of sound in sorry, it's 1500. It's 1500. So the 1500 meter per second is the speed of sound in liquid, and when you multiply this with 15, so it's going to be approximately 5000 meter per second. So that is the speed of sound in solid. So speed of concrete sound in concrete is going to be greater, and speed in water is greater. How do the speed of sound in concrete with the compete with this? Obviously, the speed of sound will be in both cases. Okay, let's move to the next question. And what is the speed of microwave in air? That is the speed of that is equivalent to the speed of light, which is 3 into 10 to the 8 meter per second. An observer stands at a finish line of 100-meter race. He wants to time the winner runs. He starts his stopwatch as soon as he sees the smoke from the starting gun instead of when he hears the bang. What is the reason for doing this? Light travels much faster than the sound. Yes, this is true. There is a risk he might respond to an echo of the from a wall. Human reacts slower to the sound than light. Yes, human reacts more quickly to the sound than the light. So over here, when you read the question again, so you'll understand why he's doing this thing. So because it's the light which travels faster than the sound. So option A will be the right answer. Which statement is not a method of magnetizing an iron bar? Place a bar next to a magnet, and you have to see this is not a method, and hammer the bar. So this is demagnetizing. Place the bar inside a solenoid, switch on the alternating current in the coil, and gradually reduce the current. So this is the one, I think. Place the bar inside the solenoid, switch the DC in the, and reduce the current, stroke the by repeater. So option B is the right answer for which is not a method for magnetizing an iron bar, because the AC current is used to demagnetize the current magnets. Sorry. The diagram shows the circuit containing a variable resistor connected to the variable power supply. The table shows the current for different values of the potential difference and the resistance. So what is the order of current from smallest to largest? So we know that V is equals to IR, so we have to find out the I, so it's going to be V over R equals to I. So if you do this thing, 3.6 divided by 12 is going to be 0.3 amps. Then it's going to be 1.2 divided by 12 is going to be 0.1 amps. And then if you do this, 3.6 divided by 6 it's going to be 0.6 amps. So now you can see this thing, the option C is going to be your right answer. Okay, moving to the next question, which diagram shows the electric field pattern around a positive charge. So around a positive charge, the lines will be coming out of it. So you have to memorize the pattern. So this is going to be the right answer. A negatively charged plastic rod P is placed above the positively charged plastic rod Q. What is the direction of electrostatic force on the rod P and on rod Q? So from P it's going to be downwards, and from the Q it's going to be upwards. A lamp is rated 12 volts, 2 amperes is switched on for 1 minute. How much energy it has used or transferred. The formula is E is equals to VIT. V is your 12, I is your 2 amps, and time is 60 seconds. So if you multiply this you will end up with 1440 joules. So this is option D is going to be your right answer. An alternating current power supply is connected in series with a resistor R and a diode, which graph shows how the voltage V across the resistors R varies with time. So if you see the diagram, so only the positive signals, or basically it's an AC source, so only the positive things will be coming, and you will get the voltage across this. So this is going to be option C is going to be your right answer, because it's going to obsolete the negative things. So I'll call these positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive, negative. So this is positive, 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 because this negative portion is being converted into this. So there's a device for doing this. Okay, so option C is going to be the right answer. A student makes 4 resistors using different pieces of wire. The wires have different diameters and depth. All pieces of wires are made up of same material. So these are the important points. Which piece of wire will make the resistance with the largest resistance? So now you see resistance formula is rho L over A. So resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. So this means if you can see this thing, this length is 10, 17 and 17. So this means 10 cannot be possible answer. It can be either this one or either this one. Now we have to see the diameter. So over here you see the diameter is 0.8 and 2. So over here the diameter is 2, which is bigger, so in which will give you the largest resistance. So if you decrease the this thing, it's just like this, that you are entering a group of people are entering from a small gate, so you will have a lot of hindrance in going in. But if you have a bigger gate, the same group of people can go easily without any hindrance, without any resistance. So if the diameter is less, so you will feel a greater resistance. Which diagram shows a circuit containing a battery, a fuse, and a buzzer? So this question has been repeated again. So the symbol for battery is this one. This one is your battery, this is your fuse, and buzzer sign is this one. So this is, you have to memorize the electrical symbols. The diagram shows a network of logic gates. Which single logic gates placed between X, Y, and output basically would have the same effect as the network. So you can do this thing. You can make a diagram for this. You can do the if you put this is input X, this is input Y, and this is your output. So if you put 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, so what will you get? So now you can see this thing, 0 0 will turn into this, then this is going to be turning into your 1 1, and that is going to convert into. So if you do this thing, so you will get one output, so one will be coming over here. And now if we remove this thing, let's say I'll do this 0 1, and this is going to be 0 1 0 will give you 1 0 will give you 0. Okay, similarly if you go the opposite way, it's also going to give you 0, and if you give 0 0, oh 0 on the, I'm sorry, this was for 0 0. Let's do it again. Okay, just hold on. This is 0 and this is 0, so it is converted into this and this. So on the 0 0 you will get 1 over here. Then if you convert the input of the Y to 1, so this will give you 1 0 1 0, and this is going to be 0. So this is also 0 and this is also 0. Now I'll change these inputs to 1 1. So this is 1, this is 1, this is going to be 0 0, because this is an inverter, and then it's going to be 0. So now you see this thing, this is the output of a NAND gate, because it's opposite of the AND gate. Okay, so this is going to be your right answer. AND gate has the output of 0 0 0 and 1, because you see this thing for 0 0. Just let me place the values properly. So this is going to be 0 0 0 1. So this is the output for AND gate, and opposite to this is going to be NAND gate. So this is the symbol for NAND gate. A diagram represents a transformer which row shows material suitable for making core and the primary coil. So for the core it's going to be the iron, and for the coil it's going to be the copper. So this question is again repeated. I have done another paper, and I have explained this question in that paper as well. You can find out the paper from the playlist as well. Okay, the diagram shows the magnetic field lines around the wire carrying a current. So using the right hand grip rule, so option 1 and option 3 is the right, because your thumb will be directing towards the direction of the current and your fingers are showing the direction of the magnetic field. So if the current is moving upward, so it's going to be anti-clockwise, which is 1, and if the direction of the current is downward, so the direction of the magnetic field will be clockwise. So option 1 and 2, option 1 and 3 is the right choice. Okay, which statement about electromagnetic induction is correct? A conductor moving parallel to magnetic field lines induces an electromotive force in a conductor. Okay, the direction of the induced electromotive force opposes the chain which produces it. This is the one. I think the induced current is in the direction parallel to the motion of this is not the right thing. The induced electromotive decreases when the speed of the conductor moving across the field. So obviously this is going to be the right answer for question number 36. A very important experiment increased scientists' understanding of structure of matter. In the experiment, particles scattered as they passed through the thin metal ball. When particles were used and to which conclusion did experiment lead? Alpha particles matter is made up of atoms. Alpha particles atoms have very small nucleus. Beta particles matter is made up of atoms. Beta particles atoms have small nucleus. So it's the option B. Alpha particles and atoms have very small nucleus because they reside into that. Okay, polonium PO has a proton number equals to 84. So this is the proton number, and a nucleon number is 212. Polonium changes into this part by emitting beta particles. Which equation is right? So for this question, you see this thing that beta particle is this. So this is going to be, yes, it can be possibility 84, because I am comparing this number and this number with these numbers. Okay, so let me check. But thing is this, for beta particle is going to be, this is wrong, because for beta particles this is going to be 0 and -1. So the numbers have been changed, which is wrong. So option A cannot be a possible thing. Option B is cannot be the right answer, because it is the byproduct, the beta particle, when it decays. Option C and D. Okay, option D is also not a possible answer, so option B is your right answer. So let me check the numbers of nucleon numbers, 218 and 0. That's right. 84, 85. Yes. So option C is the right answer. Okay, moving to the next question. The graph shows how the count rate of the radioactive isotope changes with time. So you see this thing that these are one little box has 2. So this is 52 and this is around 53. So if you divide 53 by 2, it's going to be 26.5. So now you see on this graph, where is 26.5? It's almost around here. Okay, so when you do this thing, so you will get this. So I have done this in a previous paper as well. So this is again the repetition of the question, so you guys can see that as well. But the half-life will be 2 seconds. What is the nature of alpha emission? So alpha are positively charged particles. So this is the right answer. So if you guys have any problem in solving any of the MCQs, or if you need any further clarification, you can just write it down in my comment box. So I will be explaining that question again to you guys. Thank you very much.